Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Dailey coming on for reading. We are going to today review our vocabulary for May. We will read another nonfiction article and then we will answer some questions together. I want to make sure we review the vocabulary in case you haven't watched one of my previous lessons for this month, as well as to prompt us so that we will be able to look for those words within the nonfiction text, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. And we're going to start with our vocabulary words. So if you have watched some of my previous lessons for this month, then these words will look familiar. If you haven't, that's okay. We're going to go over them today. A lot of them are words that you probably already know anyways, because this month's vocabulary words were super easy. So here is our first word. We have a picture of a bird and a frog and a kangaroo, and those are all different kinds of animals. So this first word is animal. Can you say that at home? Good job. Here is our next picture. What's this a picture of? A baby. Very good. This is the word baby. Let me hear you say that at home. Good job. Here we have yellow, green, blue, red, and purple. These are all the colors. This is the word color. Good job. We have a red square and then a blue circle. And what can we say about these shapes? Very good. They are different. Can you say that at home? Different. Very good. All righty. This picture, we have the man in the family highlighted. So this is the word father. Father, very good. This is our vocabulary word that is really new for this month. It's a word that we probably don't use very often, but it's very important. So if you see the arrows are pointing to the hair and to the eyes. So this is the word feature, and feature is anything you can use to describe something. So if you wanted to talk about Miss Dailey, you could say one of my features is my hair is brown, my eyes are brown, my lips make a very distinct heart shape. You can see that there. They make a very distinct heart shape. I have on green today. Miss Dailey always has on her necklace for her kids. So those are features. Those are things that you can tell someone about Miss Dailey to say what she looks like. Feature. In this picture, the female or the woman is highlighted in the family. So this is the word mother. And then both of the mom and dad are highlighted, so this is the word parent. Parent, very good. All right, last page. This will be very important for our story, our nonfiction article today. This is a picture of a plant. These are two red squares. They are the same. We have a square, a circle, and a triangle. So this is the word shape. And then these are three different squares. They're all red, they're all squares, but they're three different something. We have a little, a medium, and a big. They are different sizes. Very good. This is the word size. Great job. So those are our vocabulary words for this month. Let's go ahead and look at our nonfiction article. So our article today is called A Young Plant. So let's take a minute and look at our picture and our title and see if we can think about what we think this nonfiction article will be about. So turn to whoever you're watching this with and make a prediction. What is this article going to be about? Yeah, those are great ideas. So I heard some people saying that, for this month, if you've watched the other lessons, we have been learning about how things look alike. So because this is called young, I know that young means that it's, a kid, it hasn't been alive for very long. So maybe this is about how a plant might look when it's young compared to when it gets older. So those are great predictions, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and go through the text. And then we will answer the question. So let's remind ourselves what good readers look like. Good readers have their ears open, their mouths are closed. Their eyes are either on the words or on Miss Dailey for being the speaker, okay? A young plant. And while I'm reading, if you hear any vocabulary words that we just went over, I just want you to give me a quick thumbs up so we can recognize those in the story, okay? In the article. All right.
A young plant.
The world is full of many different plants. A young plant gets its features from its parents. Just like a person or a baby animal, features are things like size, shape, and color. So a young plant and an older plant, an adult plant, have the same features, just like people have the same features as their parents, and baby animals have the same feature as their parents. So we're going to look at this article and see what kind of features of plants that we could look at to see that are similar, okay? So most plants have leaves. The leaves can be different shapes and sizes. Some leaves are long and skinny. Some leaves have pointed edges. Some leaves are round. A young plant will have the same kind of leaves as its parents. A young plant will have round leaves if its parent has round leaves. So let's think about what the leaf does. The leaf is the part of the plant that opens up and gets sunlight to make food for the plant. And you can see, let me get my pointer out so you can see where Miss Dailey's pointing. You can see here that these two leaves look the same, right? So when you have a plant, if they are a young baby plant and an adult plant, an old plant, they will have the same kind of leaves. That's how you will know that they are the same kind of plant. So if you think about when you go in your yard and you find a dandelion, that has very particular leaves. So you could find a dandelion that is young and just started to come out of the ground, and you could find one that's very old, and the leaves will look the same, okay? Many plants have flowers. Flowers can be different colors and shapes. A young plant will have the same kind of flower as its parents. A young plant will have a white flower if its parent plant has a white flower. So if the plant has the same flower, they are the same. Let's think about a sunflower. Those are those big yellow flowers with the brown middle. And those all look the same, right? That's how we know that they are a sunflower. They're big and open like the sun with yellow on the outside. A tulip or a rose looks very different from a sunflower. So you can tell what kind of flower it is or what kind of plant it is by the color and size of the petals of the flower, okay? Plants come in all sizes. Some plants are tall, some plants are short. A young plant will grow to be tall if its parent plant is tall. A young plant will grow to be about the same size as its parent. So let's think about two different kinds of plants. Let's talk about a tree. So trees get very, very tall, but not all the same trees get the same size. So some trees, like an oak tree, will get very, very tall. And then other trees, like an apple tree, might not get as tall as an oak tree. So that's kind of how you can tell the difference between trees. It's the same with plants. So a rose bush will grow tall, but a dandelion is very short. It's just right there on the bottom of the grass, and you can pull it up while you walk. So the size of the plant will also tell you what its parent plant is. So young plants will grow to be the same size as their parent plant. A young plant will grow to look like its parent, just like a person or a baby animal. So our prediction was correct. A plant will grow and look like its parent. And this nonfiction article was all about how baby plants or young plants look like their adult grown-up plant. Great job listening, you guys. What I want to do is I want to go back to the beginning of our article because good readers always use the story to help them answer questions. So I'm back at the beginning, and I'm going to pull up my questions so that we can go through those together, okay? So here's our first question. There are many different what? Many different kinds of colors, parent, plants, different, or features. What do you think is a good choice for this answer from our story? Yeah, so I see lots of my friends pointing at this word plants, and then I see some other people pointing at the word features. And I think both of those are really good answers. So let's go in the story and see if we can find one that's a better choice. Oops. So here's our story. And in our first sentence, I think we got the answer to our question. So let's read this first sentence. Are you ready? The world is full of many different plants. So with your finger, can you touch the answer that best goes with this choice? There are many different, good job, plants. Awesome job, you guys.
There are many different.
I could definitely see why we were thinking features, because the nonfiction article did talk about a lot of different features, but overall it was talking about the plants. Question number 2. Blank are size, shape, and color. So what one of these words tells us about size, shape, or color? With your finger, I want you to touch the answer you're thinking, and then we'll go into the nonfiction article and see. All right, so I see some of my friends are pointing to parent. Parents could be a different size, shape, or color. And then I see lots of friends pointing to features. So those are both good choices. Let's go in the story and see if we can find a better answer, okay? So if I keep reading, I'm looking for something that talks about size, shape, and color. And here in the last sentence, I see that. So I'm going to read the whole last sentence. Features are things like size, shape, and color. Okay. So with your finger, can you now touch the answer that you think is correct for that one? Yeah, features. Very good. Features are things like size, shape, and color that you use to describe what something looks like. That's how we can relate things together, okay? Leaves can be blank shapes and sizes. Leaves can be blank shapes and sizes. So with your finger, let me see if I can move this up for you. Leaves can be blank shapes and sizes. We could put these words in and only one makes sense. So let's try and put one in and see if it makes any sense. Leaves can be colors, shapes, and sizes. Does that make sense? No, right? All the leaves are green. There's no reason to say that there are different colors, but also colors, shapes doesn't really make sense in a sentence. So we can cross that one out. So let me go ahead and get my marker and we'll cross that one out. Leaves can be parent shapes and sizes. Does that make sense? Not really, right? That doesn't sound like a sentence that makes sense. So we can cross that one out. Leaves can be plants. Whoops. Plants, shapes, and sizes. Does that make sense? Plants, shapes, and sizes. Leaves are part of the plant, right? So it doesn't make sense that it would say that. So my last choice says leaves can be different shapes and sizes. Does that make sense? Yeah, the leaves we read about, and we could go back into the story and read about them. The leaves in that paragraph, it says the leaves can be different shapes and sizes. So that's the same sentence we just answered. Great job. Okay, we have 2 more questions. You guys are doing an awesome job. So flowers can be different. Flowers can be different. What did we read about the flowers? So let's go back in the story. My computer will cooperate. And look at the flowers. Here in my sentence, flowers can be different colors and shapes. So colors and shapes. With your finger, can you touch the word that gives me the best answer for this question? Flowers can be different colors. Very good. You guys are so on it today. Awesome job. All right, last one. A young plant will grow to look like it's what? So a baby plant grows up to look like what? Just like a baby animal grows up to look like what? Miss Dailey's baby kids grow up to look like. Which answer is the best choice? Whoops, sorry. With your finger, can you touch the answer that's the best choice? Good job. Yeah. Anything that's little, that's born, and is young, grows up to look like its parent, its mom or dad. You guys did a great job working through that today. You were great listeners. You went back in the story to find your answers. I will see you for another lesson on another day. Bye.